Hello and welcome back to another video with me, Meoni, for Final Fantasy XIV, and we have some special important news as is updates to the 5.2 special site. So this is a special site that they update, a special external lodestone page, if you will, connected directly to the main lodestone if you go on Final Fantasy XIV's official page, and this one is all preview information for the upcoming patch, coming sometime mid-February. Before we only had a few bits of text. Well, you'll be pleased to know that they've actually updated this, and we have a really fancy website with some kind of blurry background imagery. I'm not sure why that is, but if we scroll down it says Fate beckons, the bold answer, and we have our little sneak peek into the next main scenario quest. And obviously this patch is called Echoes of a Fallen Star, and it says, with Yulmore on the path to a brighter tomorrow, the Scions await such time as the Exarch might return them home. Not in idleness, however, for when has any world been content to grant its heroes respite? And we have a picture there of what appears to be Ardbert. And then we have another scene here with a Dark Knight. We have Gaius unmasked. We have Raban. And then we have, what is that? Is that Maxima? I think that's his name from the Populares. And that's obviously in the Alamigo meeting room. Quite interesting. So we'll be having sort of scenes shot side by side from that, no doubt. And then we have this picture as well of an unknown person, presumably a Viera there, probably one of the clans in the Rak'tika Greatwood, alongside Y'shtola, looking very either surprised or puzzled by something. And that's all of the slides we have for the main scenario snippets. Lots to be excited about, lots to actually theorize what each of those things mean, whether or not we're going to be seeing the comeback of another Warrior of Darkness or whatever the story implications may be. And if we scroll down a little bit more, we have this little pop-up here with a character that pretty much looks identical to a certain character that you may have seen in Stormblood, but I am assured this is probably nothing to do with her. Just similar sort of makeup, and I don't know. As soon as I saw this, I thought Yotsuyu, but it's clearly not. Next part of the 8-player Eden raid called Eden's Verse. This then has some text that says, having taken control of the gargantuan sin-eater known as Eden, Reen continues her quest to restore the dominant elements of the empty, with Urianger, Thancred, and the Warrior of Darkness by her side every step of the way. Yet, the awakening of an enigmatic young woman may put the mission in jeopardy. Will this erstwhile foe continue to pose a threat, or is there more to her heart than darkness? So yes, I've just realized it's actually the woman that was inside the suit of armor for that second boss there. Interesting. And if we scroll down just a touch more, we have another pop-up here for the brand new dungeon of 5.2, Anamnesis Anida. They say, deep in the Tempest, deeper still than the phantom Amarot of Emet-Selk's design, lies what remains of Anida's ancient edifices. What slumbers forgotten in this bed of knowledge, even the Ondo know not. And we have two images, the first one there, and you can click these to make them bigger. The first one of the dungeon outside with the coral growing on the side of this giant building. And then obviously this area here appears to be a section we walk through in the dungeon. As you can see, that bronze treasure chest there, so this is part of the dungeon. And the second image is one of the bosses. How amazing is that? This big Cyclops Minotaur thing. Very cool indeed. I quite like that model. It's definitely something new that I haven't seen before in this game. And also, usually in these images, you can see the dungeon set gear. As you can see here, if you look closely, we have some very unique armor. We have a red mage over to the right. We have a Dark Knight here with this amazing looking weapon. And then we have a machinist and a presumably white mage over there to the left. I'll be interested to see those items up close and personal when we do an inevitable armor preview of this dungeon in the future. So yeah, not too much to go on, but there's some really interesting bits there to take apart. I especially would love to see more detailed shots of those armor sets in the future. If we scroll down a little bit more, we have a section on The Source, and it says Chronicles of a New Era. This is your side story questline, similar to that of the Auspices, you know, the 4 trial fights, the 4 beasts. And this is called The Sorrow of Werlight. The Garlean Empire seeks to break the stalemate with Eorzean forces by unleashing the culmination of its twisted experimentation, a brutal war machina that exists only to destroy. On both sides of the battlefield, shadows of the past loom large as the decisive clash draws ever closer, and we have 2 images here. The first image here of Ruby Weapon, which is absolutely amazing. I'm sure you've seen this on some other artwork. that they had, especially on the last live letter. And this image here of two of the presumably involved storyline characters for that side story that we know nothing about at this point, but they're wearing a very snazzy looking red outfit there, that red overcoat. And yeah, they're both Aura, so yes, I can't wait to see where this goes. And it appears to be like they're on the, they're somewhere in the fringes or something with that backdrop. And that's pretty much everything to do with the updates to this site. If we scroll down, we have high-res images of both the concept and indeed in-game renders of that character from the Eden raid, and of course that of all of the other images here that have been in those previews, along with a nice full render of Gaius as well unmasked, which is always fun to see. So anyway, let me know what you think about the updates to the 5.2 site, what you're looking forward to the most, and if I've missed anything, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll check that out. Thank you kindly for watching. Go and find this in a link in the description as usual, and I'll see you all next time.